So a lot of people want to know, how do I grow inside of my specialty? When I say specialty, you work in a particular field. You might play a particular role in that particular field. And you're wondering, how do I get better or grow to be more successful in that specialty? Now, growth can look like a lot of things. It could be a higher promotion, a bigger salary, maybe in a bigger organization playing a bigger role. There's a lot of ways in which you can grow. And I'm going to tell you, it's so important that you do grow, because if not, you'll be like yesterday's news. It'll be worthless to most people if you're not growing, because there's too many people who get to a level of leadership inside of their specialty or inside of their organization, and they decide to just coast. Like, they really get comfortable in their role. And what do I mean? I'm going to give you an example of this. So I work in healthcare a great deal. And I was doing some research with a client on how people go from being in a frontline position all the way to becoming the chief executive officer of a large hospital system. And what they told me is that there are always many more people who are in the front line that get to a certain level and they stop. Now, when I say stop, I'm literally talking about stop. You start your career as an upstart. You're looking for opportunities to grow. You'll take jobs, you'll take opportunities, you'll join committees. You do everything you can to get to a certain level. You might move to management. You might leave management and you might become a director. But the director level is where people stop. See, the director level becomes that comfortable level, which is you got some responsibility, you got a team that works for you, you have some gravitas in the organization, and you literally got a really good salary. And then you get comfortable. You start to live a lifestyle of comfort in that role. And then lo and behold, you turn up and you look around, you've been in the same job for 15 years. Now, here's my response to people who fit that category. If you've been in the same job, doing the same thing in the same organization for 15 years, then you're telling me that you're not really good at your job. See, if you were good, you would have outgrown the position, and someone would have either come to look for you and giving you a higher position, or you would have got tired of doing the same thing the same way over and over again and sought out a new position. But you've gotten good enough to do it and to get by. And that's the worst place to be as a leader, is comfortable. Because when you stay comfortable, eventually you will be deemed replaceable. But the people who grow in their specialty, people who focus on getting more advanced in what they already know, are the people who become indispensable to their organizations. And your job should be to become indispensable to your organization. Why would you want to be in that way? Because that means you'll always be of value to the people that you serve and the people that you need. You want to be indispensable because you can serve. That is your primary focus. So here's how you grow in your specialty. The first thing you should understand is that you have to become an expert in what's going on in your area. When I say expert, do you know the last 5 books that have been written about your specialty area? Do you know the last 5 articles? Have you met the people at the top of your profession and your industry who are doing the most successful work? If you don't know who they are, if you're not reading what they're writing, if you're not studying the articles and the journals that have been written about that specialty, well, then guess what? You got some work to do, because that's how you become an expert, is to know more about your subject matter than anybody else. And people hire experts, they don't fire experts. People depend on experts, they can't do without experts. So you got to work yourself to a place where you become an expert in your specialty, become an expert in what you know more about it than anybody else. You also got to figure out, how can you articulate what you know to other people? Because you might be an expert in something, but nobody will know if you don't ever tell them. So for example, I'm an expert in hip hop. And when I mean hip hop, I love hip hop music and culture. I have for many, many years. and I read about it. I research about it. I got a library full of books about hip hop music and culture. I could almost teach a history course on the origin and development of hip hop music and culture. But a lot of times I don't tell a lot of people that because it's not what I do in my day-to-day business. But it is something that I have some expertise around. And yes, I've also been paid to do a workshop and teach about hip hop. So again, my point to you is become an expert, but learn how to talk about what you have expertise in. Learn how to share, not just talk about it, but share the valuable aspects of what you learned about your expertise. If you find a way to do that, you will put yourself in a position that you'll stand out. And if you stand out, you'll start to grow. And if you start to grow, people will come and seek you out to give you greater opportunities. So if this message resonated with you, I want you to like, I want you to comment, subscribe, and share with everyone that you know, and come back for more value as I continue to try to help you to be a better leader, the executive that everybody will admire because of what you're doing to make a difference in people's lives. Take care.